Hi, ni hao. Welcome to Toy Princess. Today we're looking at the Disney Princess Enchanting Story Pack, Part 3. So we're going to be reading Ariel's Perfect Day and Belle's Birthday Surprise. Let's get started. Ariel's Perfect Day. Ariel loved Prince Eric from the moment she first saw him, and Prince Eric loved Ariel from the first time he heard her sing. Now they were going to be married. The kingdom was buzzing with excitement. At home in the castle, Grimsby showed Ariel the wedding guest list. "Why is it so long?" she asked.
"Why, the prince has quite a large family, and weddings are for family, naturally,"
he replied. A little later, Ariel went out for a walk. Suddenly, she was surrounded by people wanting to give her items for the wedding. "Oh, thank you!" Ariel exclaimed. "But I'm not sure what I need. Not yet, anyway." Back at the palace, Ariel realized how much work there was to be done. The royal workers showed her lists and books and plans. She began to feel very nervous. "I've never been to a human wedding before," she thought. Ariel even needed help learning how to dance. Next, Ariel went to Carlotta. "Would you mind helping me with my wedding dress?" she asked the friendly maid. "I'd be delighted," Carlotta said excitedly, sketching one dress idea after another. Carlotta and Ariel worked through the night sewing. "It's so beautiful!" cried Ariel. "I wish my sisters could see it." The next morning, Ariel visited Chef Louis in the kitchen. He was busy preparing the wedding menu and baking sample wedding cakes. "Chef Louis, I don't know a wedding cake from a sandcastle," Ariel admitted.
"Don't worry, mademoiselle," he said, showing her a sketch. "I will make you the most wonderful wedding cake in all the land and sea."
"It will be perfect," cried Ariel. "I wish my father could see it when it's finished." As Ariel thought about the wonderful wedding plans, she also began to think about what Grimsby had told her.
"Weddings are for family."
It was Ariel's dream to spend her life as a human and as Eric's wife, but she wanted her family to be part of her wedding day. Later, Prince Eric found Ariel on the beach. She was upset. "I wish my family could be at the wedding," she explained.
"Don't worry, it's all planned," said Eric. "We'll be married on the royal ship."
"That's perfect!" cried Ariel. "I'll tell my family right away." Soon, Ariel was asking her sisters to be her bridesmaids. After all, they knew her best. Sebastian would be the ring bearer, and her father, King Triton, would give her away. Ariel's family helped her find things that were either old, new, borrowed, or blue. "I already have something new," Ariel giggled. "My dress." "You can borrow my favorite seashell hair clip," her sister Aquata said. "And you can have my blue starfish," said her sister Adela. "It always brings me good luck." King Triton gave her an old pink pearl. It still glistened like the sea.
"This belonged to your mother. She would want you to have it on your wedding day."
The day of the wedding arrived. The royal ship was covered with flowers. While the humans sat on deck, Ariel's father used his trident to magically lift the mer people so they could see. The vows were read, the rings were exchanged.
"Go ahead and kiss the girl,"
cried Sebastian. And at last the prince and princess were married. Next came the cake. Chef Louise had made seaweed cake for the mermaid people to eat, while Eric and Ariel shared their first bite of wedding cake. Later, Sebastian led the sea animal orchestra, and Eric and Ariel danced their first dance together as husband and wife on deck. At the end of the day, Prince Eric and Princess Ariel sailed away. Their wedding, like their lives, had truly joined land and sea. That was Ariel's perfect day. Now, let's read Belle's birthday surprise. "There's a good horse," said Belle as she finished combing Philippe's silky mane. She patted his nose gently and led him into his stall. Philippe whinnied softly. Belle waved as she left the stables. "See you tomorrow," she cried. That evening, Belle was very quiet. She was thinking about a surprise. "Philippe's birthday is coming up," she said. "I want to do something really special for him this year." The prince smiled.
"I'll help however I can,"
he said. "What about carrots?" Chip said. "If you plant some in the garden now—" "They'll be ready for his birthday," Belle finished. "What a lovely idea." The next day, Belle bought some carrot seeds. Belle and Chip dug a tidy row of little holes. They dropped the seeds in and covered them up. The prince got the water from the well to sprinkle on top. Every morning, Belle went to the garden to check on the carrots. "They grow slowly," she said to Mrs. Potts. "I hope they'll be ready in time for Philippe's birthday," Chip said.
"Don't worry, my dears," Mrs. Potts said. "It will all work out fine."
Belle had something else to worry about, however. Philippe was always trying to visit the garden. "I think he can smell them," Chip said. "The surprise will be ruined if he finds out about the CARROTS," Belle told the prince.
"I've got an idea,"
the prince cried.
"This should do the trick,"
the prince said as he laid down a trail of apple slices. Belle laughed. "That's the perfect distraction," she said. "For today, anyway." On the morning of Philippe's birthday, the carrots were big and plump and ripe. "Perfect!" Belle cried. She picked a dozen of the large carrots. "And there are plenty left for later." "Here," Chip said, tying a big bunch up with a ribbon. All day long, Belle smiled as she thought about how happy Philippe would be with his present. Finally, it was time to visit the stable. Belle hid the carrots behind her back and walked in with Chip and the prince. "Happy birthday, Philippe!" they all cried. Philippe's eye went wide and his nose went whoosh. He neighed happily. Just as Philippe was digging in, Mrs. Potts appeared.
Belle, you were so worried about Philippe's birthday that you forgot something important.
Belle looked puzzled.
You forgot your own birthday, the prince said. It's tomorrow.
Belle's jaw dropped. How silly of her. She had completely lost track of the time while she worked on Philippe's gift. We didn't forget, Chip said.
We decided to start celebrations early, the prince added.
Mrs. Potts carried out a huge cake.
I made you a carrot cake, she said.
We can celebrate our birthdays together, Belle told Philippe, and then she hugged everyone. It was Belle's happiest birthday yet, and Philippe's too. That was Belle's birthday surprise. And the last book in our 4 parts from the Enchanting story pack. I hope you enjoyed reading the books with me. Tune in again soon. Thanks for watching Toy Princess. Bye.